Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are making a super simple, super easy weeknight or weekend meal. This is honey garlic chicken over sweet purple potato, carrots, and Brussels sprouts. It's really easy. You don't want to miss it. This is perfect for days you don't want to cook. Let's go. So first we're going to start out with cutting up some carrots. I didn't peel these carrots because again this is an easy lazy meal, and also I tend to get organic carrots, and I find when you get organic carrots the skin isn't as dirty as non-organic carrots, so keep that in mind. Next we're going to chop up one large sweet purple potato that we have peeled and washed. I use purple sweet potato because I just thought the color contrast would be really pretty, but you can use regular orange sweet potato if that's what you have in your local grocery store. Don't stress it if you don't have purple, they taste the same. And I only used one because one was more than enough for my husband and I. The other second sweet potato you see over there, I'm gonna roast it in the oven. Alright, so now I have my Brussels sprouts, which I'm going to chop in half and set to the side. And I do this for two reasons. I'm going to give you the non-petty version first. So the reason why I cut them in half and set them to the side is because the carrots and the sweet potatoes cook longer than the Brussels sprouts. You don't want your Brussels sprouts too mushy because that's not really tasty. No one wants to eat mushy Brussels sprouts. So just cut them and set them to the side, or if you want, you can keep them whole and set them to the side, but we're just going to cook them a little later after our carrots and sweet potatoes have had their time in the oven. The petty version of why I cut them in half is because I hate knowing that I'm possibly biting into a bug. There's been one too many times that I cut into a Brussels sprout and I realized that I cut a freaking worm or caterpillar in half. No thank you. Now I have this weird paranoia of eating bugs while I'm eating my Brussels sprouts, which I'm sure I probably have in the past, but not anymore. Now I'm going to add some olive oil and salt to the carrots and sweet potatoes and pop them in a 350 oven for 20 minutes. Next, I have my pot that has nothing in it. I'm going to add some garlic butter. You can get this from the bakery section in your local Whole Foods. So I'm going to melt that down, and then I'm going to add a heaping tablespoon of garlic, minced garlic. Feel free to mince fresh garlic, but listen, like I said, this was a lazy day. I'm using everything in my power to not have to do too much, okay? So I did about a tablespoon and a teaspoon of garlic, but you can do a heaping tablespoon. And then I added 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, but I go back later and add another tablespoon of soy sauce. So 2 tablespoons in total, just letting you know in advance. And I'm adding 2 tablespoons of honey. You can add any type of honey you want. This is like a organic clover honey. I used the last of it. So just add that to the mix and cook it down. And then I'm going to add some red pepper flakes just because I like a little bit of heat. But you want to just keep it. You don't want it to reduce. You don't want it to get thick. You literally just want it to simmer lightly so that the flavors come together. That's all you want to do. All right? So I'm adding my pepper flakes. I'm about to taste it to see how I like it. And then you'll see me add the extra soy sauce because it was a little sweet because of the honey. But it came out perfect. So do 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of honey. All right, next I have my chicken. Look how pretty and like just clear it is. I love it. So with this chicken, I've already washed it. I pat it dry. You want to make sure it's dry. That's very important. And now I'm just going to season it with salt and pepper. Super simple because we have that sauce we're going to add on top of it. And that's going to have all your flavorings and seasonings and stuff like that. So don't go too crazy with the seasonings on this chicken. The salt and pepper is fine. Now after 20 minutes, I took my vegetables out. I'm going to add my Brussels sprouts on top. I added a little bit of salt and olive oil. You want to season every layer of this dish, okay? So now I'm going to mix it up and add my chicken, my raw chicken, right on top. Listen, we're cooking it so there's no salmonella, no cross-contamination happening. Don't worry, it'll be fine. All that chicken juice is going to drip onto those vegetables and they're going to soak it up. It's going to be delightful, trust me. Now we're going to go ahead and add our marinade right on top of the chicken. Look at that. And then we're going to put it back into the oven at 350 for 45 minutes to an hour, low and slow. All right, and what happens with that is that chicken has time to cook through. It gets nice and crispy like that at the top. All the vegetables get nice and soft, but not mushy. As you can see, I'm dipping my little, I don't know what that brush is called, but I'm dipping my brush, and none of the vegetables are falling apart because they're so soft and mushy. None of them are mushy. Okay, you just want to cook them until they're fork tender and that chicken is cooked through nicely. And here's dinner. Very simple, very easy. Plate it up. You don't have to do too much. Listen, set it and forget it. You hear me? Okay, nice and easy. I don't like doing too much fancy stuff sometimes. Sometimes I just want a quick meal, and I try to get a little fancy and put some parsley on top. But that's dinner. And let me tell you something. It was good. It was so good. So you don't want to miss this. All right. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.